5 years ago today, Vibe Nation would be created by a user on Roblox named KepaWorld, whose former alias at the time was Xylovex and a few other developers under the group Fly High Creations, garnering around 50 average concurrent players and over 150,000 visits within a few weeks. The premise of Vibe Nation is primarily a Vibe Hangout game. There's a lot of Vibe Hangout games out there on Roblox, and a lot of people hang out in tons of them. So why am I talking about a Roblox Vibe Hangout game, and why Vibe Nation? I'm sure when a lot of people think of Roblox Vibe games overall, there's toxic communities or tons of e-daters, and in general, a lot of Vibe Hangout games themselves are weird. But I'm not here to talk about the state of Roblox Vibe games. There are a few well-made videos discussing more about that topic here if you're interested though. I want to talk about Vibe Nation specifically, and why this game of all games. Vibe Nation was a genuine hangout game. Of course, not every Vibe Hangout game is weird. I mean, if you were to play any other Vibe Hangout game today, it's more than likely you'll find and see something abnormal and revolting. Vibe Nation was much different. A mass majority of interactions and conversations in-game were normal and not inappropriate. The game was pretty well moderated and received a fair amount of updates from time to time. I ended up finding Vibe Nation a little over 3 weeks after it was created, and I never really intended to find or play this game. I just so happened to see this game and randomly play it, not knowing this would be something I hold so close to me nearly 5 years later and create this video. Upon playing the game, you are greeted with a message shortly after being welcomed to a decently large map in the middle of space containing small lounges, a cafe-style lounge, and multiple rooms. One notable room being many chairs that form a circle and slowly spin around with decorations. There would be a Vibe Nation radio that would play chill, lo-fi, vaporwave music for the most part. It was calming. It was beautiful. And I'm positive I'm explaining the definition of basically every other Vibe Hangout game out there on Roblox, but this is Vibe Nation, a tribute in which I'd like to share my experiences with this game. Vibe Nation had a level system that would save, like most other Vibe games have too. Every 10 minutes you'd gain one level, and of course, there was a leaderboard. And game passes to level up much quicker, resulting in a few dozen people to play or AFK over time for days, if not weeks or longer, and I was a part of that. That was the main reason a portion of people actually played and interacted with others, including me. Over the next few months, a little friend group would form, some of these people being moderators of the game, others being friends or random people who AFK'd or actively played the game like I did. For a while, almost every day at the same time around noon, most of us would come together and hang out and chat about anything. Every aspect of this game at the time was alluring, to some of us at least. I'll come back to this later as I'm definitely eating my words soon. Eventually this friend group would slowly isolate a few weeks or months later. It's a bit fuzzy to remember why since this was all over 4 years ago, but there were definitely many reasons. Summer was over, people were more busy, and people probably just moved on from Vibe Nation. I'm sure I somewhat did because of school and other things and AFK in a basement. I won't get into that anytime soon. Vibe Nation would still get consistent updates, whether new rooms or floors would be added or decorations being removed, added, or tweaked, the UI being all different, just everything really. December of 2020 was coming around the corner. Vibe Nation had a winter Christmas related update and the game felt too modernistic. The game was really laggy and there was little to no active players anymore. Like all other popular Roblox games out there, Vibe Nation received the traction it got because of ads. And after nearly 8 months, accumulating about 1 million visits and having Dennis Daly play it, the game would no longer have the same charm and amount of players as it used to. Looking back at the condition of Vibe Nation in April of 2020, then fast forwarding 8 months later to this, it didn't feel the same. Even now, fast forwarding over 4 years, it just never grew on me. Vibe Nation would relatively stay in this condition for the rest of time. The game would be updated every once in a blue moon, and chances are the update wouldn't even be that noticeable at all. It would slowly be updated less and less until it wasn't anymore. Vibe Nation was dead. And to top it all off, the game would be privated indefinitely in August of 2024. I always wondered what happened and how the owner is doing. I'd like to talk about what I mentioned earlier about how Vibe Nation was nearly perfect to some people and that I would come back around to that topic. I was 13 for majority of the time I was around this game, and I wasn't too into the community and didn't really know anyone super well as much as a friend group was formed. Earlier I criticized many Vibe Hangout games on Roblox for multiple reasons like like toxic communities, e-daters, drama, and so on. Vibe Nation had one of those flaws being drama. As I said at the time, I had no problems with Vibe Nation at all. Everything about it was quintessential, and to others, not so much. Mostly for the admins, developers, and friends of theirs who were around. There were quite a few terrible problems going on behind the scenes, but as far as it went, there was never anything too public about it. But I don't believe it should be anyone's business to entirely know what was happening at the time, not even me. For the sake of this video and anyone who is affiliated with any of this, I won't go in depth about anything much further than what has already been said. And since this was never public at the time, I was uninvolved in what was truly happening. I was innocent, unknowing of what could have made Vibe Nation not so perfect for me. Vibe Nation is something I won't forget anytime soon, even if the game is practically lost media now and there being very little footage of it on the internet. If you already couldn't tell, the visuals here are pretty sloppy. I don't have a lot to go off of. I'm still really happy and grateful to have experienced Vibe Nation and make memories from it, and this tribute. There was actually a decent reunion when Vibe Nation turned around a year old in March or April of 2021. Many of us were in a Discord call, which I at least had never been in around Vibe Nation until that point, and really it was the only time I was around. A lot of people were there. I remembered quite a few of them. The owner of Vibe Nation published an old version of the game titled R6 Vibe Nation, being the OG Vibe Nation. We all hung out and talked there for over an hour. I had most of it recorded, but unnoticeably I had deleted it at some point later that year without realizing. That reunion is the last notable memory I have of Vibe Nation. The R6 OG Vibe Nation places were also private indefinitely around the time Vibe Nation itself and the account owner was closed in August of 2024. If Vibe Nation did not have a level leaderboard or a level system, I, following many others, would not have had memories of this game or even be exactly where we are now. Vibe Nation had game passes to level up quicker, which probably ruins the whole thing, but in the background of everyone hanging out and chatting, there were about a dozen people who were AFK the entire time to get on the leaderboard or have the highest level in general. Being AFK in a Roblox Vibe game for 8 months total is not something anyone else would really have the thought of at all, and shouldn't really be proud of that or flex about it, but I enjoyed most of the time that Vibe Nation was around. Over time, throughout the years Vibe Nation was no longer active, the R6 OG Vibe Nation places were always there, accessible. I would very rarely check it out and look at what it once was. I never valued these places enough during the times they were still public, and now that it's no longer available, I wish I was more thankful and valued it more, even what the current state of Vibe Nation was. I cherish a lot of memories in Vibe Nation, whether it's the map, the level grinding, the people I met and talked to, the music in-game. I will never forget the memories and conversations I had during this era, and will probably never experience something like Vibe Nation again, or anytime soon. I'm sure everyone has their own Vibe Nation of memories. Maybe not something as stupid as a Roblox Vibe game, as corny as this subject was as a whole, but I'm thankful I'm able to sit here, half a decade later, and compose a tribute to Vibe Nation with what remains of it.
The only reason I stopped grinding levels for Vibe Nation is because I was like stressing out my school laptop.
Oh, yeah. Are you genuinely the scripter? If you are, please tell me what happened to this game. It was my childhood. Now all socials are gone. The 1-year reunion, which I don't have footage for, but the most that I have of it is a screenshot of like the chat, and everyone was like going nuts about how my voice was deep or something. They were like that, yeah.
The funny thing is with voices is I discovered that I can do a pretty good cow whistle voice, man. Man, do you remember the little hidden place in the clothes shop?
I do, yeah. I remember.
And then there's the little validation room that people could, like, the validation people could walk in through.
Yeah, I had to go back to Wayback Machine to get some of these images, like, on here.
Oh, man. I want the game back, man. I want the game back.
We do all of this, and now we just have the feeling of, like,
I want to go back,
we want to go back. It would have been so much better if, like, the game was around, but this is the best we got.
I want to go look at that Dennis Daily video, dude.
I don't know if anyone else will join.
Yeah.
Like, he's on Deep Woken right now, so I mean, it could go anybody's way.
He's
you
on
know?
Devoken.
Oh.
Whoa.
Wow. Come on. As much as the game is gone, we do still have people that were there.
We all grew up.
I'm content with my life.
Who is this? What do you miss the most?
It's hard to say. I mean, I feel like I would say the game itself, but I did enjoy talking to everyone. Because I remember I always woke up every day at like, what, 11 a.m., like noon? Oh, I just remember waking up and seeing people chat for like an hour or two.
They were very nice conversations, and I really enjoyed them. I think I missed that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. And then there was like such a lovely environment too. It's like literally the game. Like, I
That-
love the game.
Really made it like that much more special, yeah.
And now it's poof.
It's just gone. Yeah. What's scary is that there's not a lot of media of it anymore. Like there was not a lot of people who made videos of it. As much as it had, you know, 1 million visits, it did not have
A lot of media about it.
a lot of people didn't make videos of it. Like I know Dennis did, but
I'm just right here pondering. I'm like, man, I wish I bought my school laptop. I'm gonna be honest with you, because I for sure had quite a lot of Vibe Nation screenshots.
I did just find that screenshot though. That's pretty cool. I like how I got a screenshot of the leaderboard like in the R6 one when like it was, yeah, it's like nice, you know. Actually, I do. Oh yeah, I remember like Roblox went down and I was level 0. I'll make sure to save this like video somewhere, you know, so that I don't lose it, you know.
You put it in big bold words.
Oh yeah,
That's
I'll
what you
make
gotta
sure.
do.
Okay, I guess this is the perfect time. Hey, people, as you can currently see, I'm about to reach level 20,000. Oh my god, this echo. I'm at 20,000! Yay! I'm tired, and I want to die.
Hello? Bro, why are you level 38,000? You just have a lot of time on your hands.
It's this game. It's this game. It's this game, dude. It's back. Oh, I don't know if it's back forever, but God, I remember this game.